Hi everyone, I'm the plant propagator and welcome to my channel. Today I am in Bonita Springs at the Wonder Gardens, and this is really this is an old Florida place. This place is really wonderful. I've been here the whole morning doing orchid stuff. Surprise! I had a great time with Natalie mounting orchids in their new orchid growing area. And what I want to do, I'm going to show you a little bit of the Wonder Gardens itself because it's a really cool place to come visit. It's warm today, not too many people here, but there's lots of animals. It's not a huge place, but it's a nice sized place. It's a family place, nice place to come to. Anyway, I'm going to show you a little bit. Some of the macaws are pretty loud. I might stop and see what they're doing, but the main thing that I want to, and we'll see what animals show themselves, but the main thing I want to do is show you the orchid mounting that I did today. So I mounted a lot of some natives, some Encyclia tampensis, some Oncidium and Satums, Certipodium punctatums. So a few of the natives, but then I also mounted a lot of burlap fowls and other maybe burlap guars, Guarantha aurantiaca. And so I want to show you a little bit of what I did there. They have orchids that they're just starting to collect from various sources. They're rebuilding a lot since Ian, and so there are some orchids here, but it's not a huge display. But I think in a few years, or maybe even soon, it'll be really nice. I took a look at their orchid growing area in the back, and they do have a lot of nice orchids that they haven't quite put out in the gardens yet. But the place is really, it's a wonderful place to visit, and let's go take a look. I'm wearing my hat and my work shirt because I was working pretty hard this morning. And it is a toasty day. So without putting this stuff any longer, let's take a look, and mostly orchids, but let's take a look and see what we find. Okay, we're now at the Orchid Plaza. So this is, it says from the sign, this is the future home of the Judith and James McGregor Orchid Plaza. So right now there's just a few orchids in here, not too many. Again, Natalie and I probably mounted close to 50 orchids in this space. They're pretty small, but I just want to show you what they have here and what I mounted. And again, I think there's a lot of expansion because they're still recovering after Ian. So as you take a look, as you go in here, there's a Vanda. There's lots of Vandas. So if you take a look up in the trees and off in the distance, you can see the Vandas kind of up mounted. And there's some orchids in here, but I think this space is going to expand quite a bit. Orchid. That's the Vanda again. But let's take a look at some of the orchids that I was involved in mounting today, and we'll see how these do. Now they have. Okay, somebody wants to be filmed. There. Okay, these guys are been around most of the morning. These are just geese. I don't know why they show so much. Their feathers a little funny like this, but they are. And I'm not sure what that is off in the distance making noise, but let's try to focus on the plants while we can. So these are some burlap fowls that I put up in here, and you can see how big this burlap fowl got. But this is the standard mounting where once the goose wants to be involved. Standard mounting where I put the rubber bands around the trees, and then we put the burlap fowls, mount them like this. Above, we can see some more. I had a lot of these things, so we just put a lot of them up. And like I said, there is irrigation. There's a Guarantha aurantiaca right there in the middle, but so then some more burlap fowls on the side of it there. So, you know, again, we'll see how those go. If we take a look, and I'm going to turn around, most of the orchids actually went up in this. This is I'm going to go back and we'll take a look way up this tree, but this is a fairly large live oak, I think. And again, there's a lot of Vandas. that are mounted and hanging from this tree. But when you take a look at the tree itself, there's a bunch of different more burlap mounted orchids right here. And again, it's the same thing over and over again. I mounted a lot of them because I don't know, because these are small. Those might be, these I think are guarianthes right here. Really small though. And then that's not that's not one of my phals. That's one that they have, and there's a bloom on it, but it's not really not very special right now. It looks like it's on the tail end. But there's some burlap there as you go up this tree a little bit more. There's some more. There's actually a butterfly orchid on the left. Burlap phals there. Another guarianthe in the middle. Some more burlap phals. You go up the tree a little bit more. And more burlap phals, maybe some guarianthes there, and some more phals right next to it. As we come down the tree, there's butterfly orchids there. We've got there's a lot that we put in here today. So there's another Guarianthe aurantiaca. I think there's a certipodium that we put up in there. I'm not sure if we put anything in there's a nice crotch of the tree right there. I don't know if we put anything in there, but oh, there's another burlap piece of burlap, something right there. So we got to take a look at this den just because it's right here. Okay, I don't think we have anything else in here. I did in this tree right there. So I put some more, maybe there's some terrestrials, there might be certipodium back in there. There's also some cattleyas that I mixed in here too. But then if you take a look at this tree, and we've got again more. I think that's I think that's a cattleya right there. Another guarianthe. Some more burlap phals right there. As we move around a little bit more, that's a burlap phal. That's one of my, and it's kind of surprisingly big, but that's what it is. That might be a dendrobium there. Some more burlap phals right there, and even going up a little higher, we've got it looks like a Oncidium insatum on the left, Tampensis there, and some more burlap phals right there. So there's just a lot. I went through them pretty quickly. But we spent a lot of time mounting these orchids on this tree, so it was quite an effort. And what I do, I've shared this with you before, so I use rubber bands, and then with a burlap, I just put the burlap underneath the rubber bands, and I think you can see right there. With the bare root type orchids, I put sphagnum moss on the rubber band side, so the roots are right up against the tree. So I did that with all of these guys, and you can see a root coming out. I'm going to have to put that up against the tree on the right side of that plant. Okay, so let me see if I can find any more orchids in this area. I think that's all of them, and it took a lot longer to mount than it did to show, but that gives you an idea of the stuff that we do. I might look around and see what I can find in other parts of the garden, because it's really an interesting place. Okay, so let me see what else I can find and share with you, and we'll go from here. What do you got? All right. These guys make a little. They were just making so much noise a little while ago. All right, that's all the noise you can make, huh? All right, so these are, yeah. All right, anyway, it's hot. Maybe these guys are a little too hot to do much right there. They're hiding. They're just hiding and not doing a whole lot for me. It's pretty hot out here, so these guys are not as active as you would normally expect, and I haven't seen that many creatures. That's what happens when it's hot. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed my quick video. Again, it took way longer to mount those orchids than it took to show to you. I think it took about 3 hours, and we did it this morning when it was not too bad out, but still it's pretty warm right now. So that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you like my video and you want to keep on seeing them, it would help me out if you can click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel. All right, from Calypso and me in the Wonder Garden, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and happy propagating. That's what Calypso says too. Happy propagating.